The countdown is on. The Oakland Athletics have about 69 games left in the Oakland Coliseum and about 169 games left as the Oakland Athletics franchise, as it was just announced last week that the Oakland A's will not be playing in Oakland in 2025. Their lease is expiring at the Oakland Coliseum this season. They will not be renewing it. Discussions with Oakland did not come through. They are moving to Sacramento, a little bit up north in California, and moving away from the Bay Area into Sacramento to play at a minor league ballpark for the interim period before they move to Las Vegas. Also going back and forth with this whole Oakland to Vegas thing as far as where I stand. I'm all for baseball in Las Vegas. A lot of different news points that have come up over the last year and a half since I first started talking about this. And all in all, where I stand today on this whole Oakland thing, it was time. It was time. I'll start there. It was time for Oakland to get their bags packed and move on. Whether it was in Sacramento, whether it was in Napa Valley, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, had to pack up and move out of Oakland. Just had to pack up because Oakland as a whole really is just not a major league city anymore. And I know it's not what Oakland fans want to hear, but it's not. That whole city is just not a major league city. It's third world like in most parts of Oakland. Ballpark is horrible, the worst in the majors. All in all, a horrible situation. I get it with the owner stuff, but Oakland as a whole has failed itself as far as advancing with a team. If they built the Howard Terminal Park, I don't know if that would have been super successful, maybe for the first little bit there as a whole 30, 40, 50 years. I'm not sure Oakland would have been successful. Now this was once a proud franchise in baseball, and you could still argue that they are, originating in Philadelphia, then moving to Kansas City before moving to Oakland in 1968, where they were there in Oakland from 68, and obviously this will be the last year in Oakland, so 56 years in Oakland. A good run in Oakland for sure. They won 4 World Series championships along with a few other pennants in there. History going on, a lot of winning there. They have made the postseason, sprinkled in a few times over the last 20 years. They've had a good team. So where the mumbo jumbo comes in as like, well, you know, Oakland fans are passionate and they want to support their team, and I get it. I'm not blaming the fans for why they're leaving. I know John Fisher isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but at the end of the day, Oakland has ranked last or near the bottom of the attendance board in the last 20 years. And like I said, Oakland has made the playoffs in the last 20 years multiple times, had good teams finish first in their division, and they have still managed to finish last even with those good teams. And what I'm hearing now is, well, trade away their players, the ownership is bad, you know, commit to winning or whatever. But fact of the matter is they've had winning teams and they just have not shown up. You can blame it on a multitude of things. Most of the time when a team moves, it's because they don't have fan support. And obviously the Warriors and the Raiders left Oakland. I'm not saying those teams didn't have fan support. I'm not saying any team doesn't have fan support that moves. Is it as strong as it should be? Is it as strong as it would be anywhere else? Which is where it gets super dicey, because I'm not sure if this Vegas deal is even going to happen. Like, there's just a lot in the air. Nothing is even set in stone. There are no shovels in the ground on a Las Vegas ballpark. I don't even think the Tropicana has been demolished yet. I know it's officially out of business, but I don't think it's demolished. So really starting to believe this might fall through, at least on the Valley site. May it fall through on the Tropicana site? I'm not too sure, but I am starting to wonder, because the renderings were terrible, what is really going on with the A's? And so obviously going to go to Sacramento in the interim period for 3 years with an option for 4. Could Sacramento be a play for the A's as for their future relocation? Could we see a major league team in Sacramento? Salt Lake City has been in discussions a lot. It's kind of the new buzz city that's going around Salt Lake City. People are really high on Salt Lake City. They want a bunch of teams, and the A's could be one of the teams that maybe they don't relocate to Vegas. They relocate to Utah and Salt Lake City, really far away from that even becoming a scenario. It'll be very interesting to see how the fans do react throughout the year. Of course, will John Fisher end up selling the team and maybe they stay in Oakland? I don't think so. That was a team between now and the next 3 years. I don't think Oakland is a major league city, and I don't think Oakland is sustainable as a major league city. I'm sorry, but that is just how I feel. I'm just giving it to you guys how I feel. What is the best case scenario for the A's? I prefer Vegas to get an expansion team. Vegas really wants an expansion team. Vegas also doesn't want to build a ballpark. They're having a bunch of board meetings because of some other supervision ballots and all that. So they're pushing against the stadium. They want to get other stuff going, and so yeah, it's a whole ordeal mess. I think Vegas should get an expansion team, and maybe I think Salt Lake City or Sacramento. If Sacramento shows up and they could fill the ballpark and bring some energy, all for Sacramento getting a team as long as the energy is there, but I'd still prefer Salt Lake City. Here are the new mock-up jerseys that somebody mocked up with Sacramento on the Kelly green and gold jerseys, which are so gorgeous. It is pretty weird seeing Sacramento across the jersey. It's going to take some getting used to. I did want to chime in here on my thoughts on the whole Oakland ordeal. Sucks, you never want to see a team get disbanded, but when it gets really bad, like Oakland has gotten, it's just time, right? It's just time, and everything has their expiration date. Quite frankly, Oakland reached theirs.